네, 그래서 잠깐 휴식을 취하고 돌아왔습니다. 근데 지금 이야기를 들으니까 저는 옛날에 그냥 이제 점수를 받아서 토플 될 때까지 되는 걸 봐서 이제 왔는데 토플이 안 돼도 사실 컨디셔널 어드미션도 된다고 하셨잖아요. 근데 컨디셔널 어드미션은 한 학기를 미국에 와서 랭귀지 스쿨을 여기서 다니는 건데 사실 그게 부담스러운 분들도 있을 거란 말이에요. 근데 I just want to start my law school earlier. So is there any other like easier path to start with? 그걸 한번 물어보려고 해요. 영어 점수가 when you do not like reach that required test scores for your
Sure.
English.
Yeah, we know that the language scores are hard and intimidating, but we want you to be ready right when you arrive. But we also do offer, we have a joint program or a dual degree program with a school in Seoul called Hallym Institute of Graduate Studies. It allows students in that program we typically would accept the TOEIC for that program, and it's an executive LLM in US law, and it's kind of taught online in a synchronous format, and we also send faculty members there. So what we find in that program is there are many working students who don't necessarily have the time to take a full year abroad to take an LLM. So some of those students will take they will study with Hallym Institute of Graduate Studies and UConn Law from home while they're working, and then be able to transfer in or come here later, but just for one semester. And those students do often submit TOEIC scores to start because they have them from their professional work.
네, 그래서 지금 말해준 거는 토익만으로도 로스쿨을 시작할 수 있는 방법을 알려주셨어요. 근데 지금 한국에서 이 유콘 유니버시티 오브 커네티컷이랑 한림 대학교랑 같이 조인트 프로그램을 하고 있다고 하세요. 저도 그 프로그램에 대해서 이제 가끔 듣고 있었는데 그 프로그램의 경우는 우선 토익을 가지고 이제 apply 할 수 있고 정식 프로그램 이름은 Executive LLM 프로그램이라고 하네요. 그래서 처음에 뭐 한국에서 시작하고 이제 한국에서 the first part of this program is done in Korean, right?
Yes, so
Right.
this program is tied to a program in Korea, which is a master's in US law taught in Korean. And so students are learning about US law in Korean. And then if those students choose, so students are already in that program, and if those students want to, they can take that deeper and apply to our executive LLM program, in where we have classes during the semesters that are online in a synchronous format after the workday is over. And then in the summers and a short period in the winter, we usually would send a professor to Korea. So prior to COVID, we always sent professors there. During COVID, while we've had these travel restrictions, we've been doing everything in a synchronous live format. Yeah.
So how many credits should they earn during their LLM, like the second part of it?
Sure. It is still a 24 credit LLM. And what I was saying before, though, is sometimes students will attend that program and earn 12 credits in that program, and then decide potentially they would like to come to the U.S. and experience the U.S. law school experience. But because so many of those students are working professionals, they can't get a full year off. So they find that if they take a semester off, they can come and complete some courses here as well to complete the LLM degree in U.S. legal studies. This wouldn't be available for the specialty LLMs,
Yeah, right.
but it's really only available for students interested in the U.S. legal studies and creating kind of a generalized program of your interests.
네, 그렇군요. 한림 유콘 조인 프로그램은 제가 좀 전에 말씀드렸듯이 토익 점수로 할 수 있고 이름이 Executive LLM 프로그램인데 사실은 처음부터 영어로 공부하는 게 어렵잖아요. 그래서 Master's Degree 석사 과정이 한국어로 제공된다고, 한국어로 우선은 한림대에서 들을 수 있다고 해요. 18학점 한국어로. And then LLM 프로그램을 시작할 수 있습니다. 그거는 이제 24 credits, 24학점인데 그거는 기본적으로는 온라인으로 제공이 되는데 여름하고 겨울에는 미국에 있는 교수님들이 한국에 가서 가르친다고 하세요. 저도 옛날에 로스쿨 이제 졸업할 때쯤 교수님들이 이번 여름에 한국에 가서 가르쳐야 되는데 뭐 하면서 한국에 대해서 물어보신 기억이 나거든요. 근데 좋은 점은 LLM 프로그램 24학점을 회사를 다니시는 분들은 한국에서 그냥 다니셔도 되고 24학점 중에 12학점을 한국에서 들은 후 그래도 나 미국 좀 가보고 싶다. 미국에서 한번 공부하고 싶다 하면 그 12학점을 미국에 오셔서 들어도 된다고 합니다. 그래서 18 credits, you can earn it in Korean and then 12 credits in English lectures and then you can come to the US and then earn
12 credits
here, right? And it's not a mandatory or anything. If
No,
they
this is
choose
really
to.
an option. And we've had, again, many of our students in this program are working full-time, so they can't get that time off. But if they can get one semester off, that's often easier. And so some of those students occasionally have been, able to come for a semester, or even sometimes they get transferred to the United States for work. Right, and they're on a work assignment here,
Really?
but in order to finish up, we can try to figure out how they can finish up here.
Wow.
So we're really flexible to help these, to help our students as their kind of lives change too, because we know they're in these corporate positions and government positions, and we want to make sure they can kind of get the U.S. legal education, right? That works for them. And we know, we are very proud of our program in Korea, but we're also really proud of our programs here and what we have to offer students in Connecticut on our campus, from all our student support groups to we have a career counselor, we have an academic counselor for students. So we really have built a support program and network around our LLM programs and our LLM students. And those services, I would say, are accessed by our international students, but also by our domestic students. So our career counselor helps not only international students work on resumes and cover letters, but she also helps our US LLM students who are also potentially looking to transition or looking for new job opportunities.
Right.
So it's really nice to have someone with a focus specifically on LLM students.
Right. 네, 그래서 네, 아까 전에 말했던 대로 18학점하고 12학점하고 또 마지막 12학점을 미국에 오고 싶으면 와도 되고 안 오고 싶으면 그냥 한국에서 들어도 되는데 좀 아까 말했듯이 그 12학점을 들으러 올 때 아무래도 한 학기니까 휴직하기도 좀 편하기도 하고 어떤 경우에는 약간 회사 내에서 보직을 이제 미국으로 받아서 그렇게 오면 이제 미국에 온 김에 또 이제 12학점을 마칠 수 있도록 약간의 이제 학교에서도 편의를 봐주고 이런 게 있다고 해요. 그리고 사실은 많은 분들이 내가 아무래도 외국인인데 로스쿨 가면 아무런 서포트를 못 받을까봐 조금 걱정하는 경우들도 있을 거예요. 왜냐면 JD 위주로 많이 학교가 된다고 이제 약간 생각할 수 있으니까. 근데 학교에 Career Counselor, Student Group도 있고 Academic Support Counselor 같은 분들이 있어서 특히 미국에서 잡을 잡으려면 그 cover letter, resume 이런 쓰는 방식이 따로 있거든요. 근데 그거는 인터넷만 봐서 하기도 어렵고 근데 I also met the career counselor here and I closely worked with her and she supported me a lot. Yeah, so 제 이제 cover letter, resume 계속 보고 고쳐주고 그 표현이 조금 다 애매하기도 하고 좀 더 잘 쓰는 그런 게 있거든요. 그래서 she reviewed it several times and it helped me to get an internship job. So I really liked it. 그래서 그 career counselor 찾아가서 도움 받는 걸 되게 말씀을 하셨어요. We talked about like the student groups, the support group for international students.
So our student group that we have 44, over 44 student groups. So you can find a student group on a topic that you're interested in, whether it's health law or insurance law or business law. But you can also find groups that are about your background. So there's we have an international student one that does a lot of community events, so we might go apple picking, as you recall, in the fall, right? We want them to experience not only the academic culture in the United States, but the community culture, what it's like to live in Connecticut, go to a beach,
Wow.
so different things, and that's student-led. So the students decide what they want to do. And this year I know they went on an apple picking event, they've done some hiking, they've talked about going down to the court and having a tour of the court and the legislative office building. So that's all student run and student led. We also have communities and student groups who do like the Asian New Year, like we always have a New Year event in February, and we have students that are groups based on religion, based on kind of where you're from and what your background is. So in all of these kind of student groups are student-led, and they're really about helping people connect on the campus, because we have people coming from all over the United States for the JD program, and for the LLM program we have all over the world, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa. I mean, we really have students coming here from everywhere, and so those groups provide that connectivity. And of course, I also do monthly meetings with our students, just to help them, know deadlines that are coming up, or paperwork that needs to be completed, or different queries that students might have. We have monthly meetings as well.
Oh wow, that's awesome. 네, 그래서 여기에 이제 학생 그룹들이 되게 많대요. 우리나라로 치면 약간 동아리 같은 건데, 뭐 법에 대한 거, 헬스 러 이런 법에 대한 것도 있고, 그냥 커뮤니티 자체에 대한 것도 있고, 뭐 백그라운드, 뭐 인종이나 뭐 그런 것들, 뭐 아니면 온 지역 이런 걸로도 있고, 아니면 여기 인터내셔널 스튜던트 그룹도 있어서, 사실 미국에 왔는데 뭐 공부만 하는 건 아니잖아요. 커네티컷 또는 미국에서 사는 게 어떤 건지 아는 것도 되게 중요하니까 애플 피킹, 사과 따러도 같이 가고, 여기 콜트하우스 법원 법정에도 가서 견학도 하고, 네, 비치도 가고 해변도 가고 이렇게 재밌게 놀기도 하면서 또 이렇게 아는 기회들이 있으니까 되게 재밌게. 저는 그때 애들 키우느라, because I had 2 kids, I didn't have a chance to enjoy all of that, but it would be nice if they can like mingle with other students.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she also mentioned about what was the last part?
The student meetings that we have.
Right. The monthly meeting.
Yeah.
So 한 달에 한 번씩 이제, is it just for international students?
It is for LLM and exchange students, right? And also just anybody who gets brought along. We typically we try to have good food from different places, so that's always a draw. And we try to talk about different topics that may be of interest to the students. And then we also, we organize certain events like International Education Week and other things throughout the year, just to make sure we have support. And we're creating a community here. Our favorite part of our jobs is working with the students, right? And hearing their stories and helping them kind of get out of the program what they need. So for us, that interaction is really important.
Sure. 네, 그래서 한 달에 한 번 이제 학생들과 만나는 자리를 해서 음식도 너무 좋다 그러네요. 엄청 부럽네요. 그래서 여러 가지 주제에 대해서 이야기하기도 하고, 학생들이 뭐 알고 싶은 것들에 대해서도 해주기도 하고, 좋은 시간을 많이 갖는다고 합니다. 제가 봤을 때는 되게 이렇게 유학을 가면 어떤 서포트가 없으면 굉장히 외롭고 어떻게 기댈 데가 없으니까 사실 되게 힘들잖아요. 근데 굉장히 많은 서포트가 되는 것 같아서 네, 오시면 되게 좋을 것 같다는 생각합니다. 저는 패밀리가 있었고 아이들이 있었기 때문에 별로 이렇게 학교에 이런 활동, 클럽이나 뭐 스튜던트 바디 활동을 거의 사실은 못했어요. I had to go early to pick up my kids, so I couldn't participate that much.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's really good. You guys provide great opportunities for students to like join and like get to know each other and like feel that I'm a part of this community.
Right.
Yeah, that's so important.
Right.
네,
Yeah, we definitely strive for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there anything that we can talk about?
No, I mean, I would just say, we have a department here kind of focused on our international students, and so we're constantly evolving and thinking about what are the ways to support them, how to recruit, and think about, what are going to be the best fits and the support that they need, both, before they get here and and afterwards. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Great. Actually, I met the professor before this meeting. I talked with another director of graduate program, and I'm really impressed that I'm proud to be the part of this community, and also like I was very impressed like how much like you guys love to do this for students and like how passionate you are for this, like especially the program for students, not only for like the domestic students but also for international students, because some people feel that like they're excluded, like because like the main like the majority of the community is JD students, so I'm just a visitor, I'm just an alien here, but I think it's different here.
Yeah, and we're constantly working to have the students that are coming in, right? They have more practice experience than our JD students. They've never practiced. So sometimes, you know, we have assistant attorney generals who've been practicing law 20 years, but they come into our LLM program. So we're constantly trying, and we have international lawyers in the same that have had 10 years of experience practicing internationally. So we're always trying to help build those bridges, knowing that our students oftentimes have more experience and more to offer. They offer so much in the classroom, but they also have skills outside the classroom that are so valuable.
Yeah, sure. 네, 지금 말한 대로 막 20년 막 경력 있는 사람들, 뭐 바깥에서 10년씩 일하신 분들도 사실 LLM 프로그램에 오면 그냥 스튜던트인 거잖아요. 그렇지만 그분들이 어떻게 보면 삶이나 일, work, 뭐 professional experience에서 가진 게 굉장히 많기 때문에 학교에서도 그거의 가치에 대해서 굉장히 고맙게 생각하고, 왜냐면 JD students는 like they have no work experience in the field. 그래서 많은 거를 사실은 가져올 수 있는 그런 존재들, 네, 그런 분들이라고 생각하기 때문에 되게 value하고 또 그런 분들이 잘 할 수 있도록 또 많이 도와주는 이런 생각을 굉장히 많이 했습니다. 네, 그래서 오늘 저는 너무 재밌었고, 네, 학교 이야기도 많이 들어서 되게 좋았어요. 네. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to welcoming some students, hopefully.
Yeah. So thank
you go like
you
this?
for
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Bye. You can say bye.
Oh, bye.
Bye. 네,
Take care.
네, 다시 나중에 더 재미있는 이야기로 돌아오겠습니다. 혹시 궁금한 게 있거나 질문 있으시면 남겨주시면 캐리 또는 제가 답변해 드리도록 하겠습니다.
Bye-bye.